Let's get all sorted. I'm James.
And I'm Jeff. Today we ask the question, is LEGO destroying the planet?
Is Lego destroying the planet, Jeff?
That is a good question. I'm glad you asked it after I asked it before the music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
Good
Lego?
times.
Is Lego?
Well, I have a collection of fun facts that we can take a look at, and we can come to our own conclusion.
Are they fun or fun/terrifying?
They're horrifyingly fun or terrifyingly fun. I'm not sure which. Like, it's one of those. Let's see. I'll give you the first one because to me this is a fun fact that at first glance you go wow, and at second glance you go wow. Since 1958, over 760 billion Lego elements have been manufactured.
My brain doesn't even make that.
No,
that
that's
number. Too many zeros.
That is a lot of 760 billion. So that's great. I mean, on the one hand, you can go, "Hey, Lego, you've done very well."
Yeah, you've done your part.
And on the other
I don't
hand,
know what a part of what, but
yeah,
you've done something.
760 billion pieces of ABS plastic released into the wild.
I mean, to be fair, they are very tiny pieces, but
yeah, they're very tiny, and except for the ones that have been incinerated in some way, which is terrible for the environment.
yeah, I was guilty of that as a child.
Magnifying glasses in the sun and
No lighter fluid, and we were making a stop motion movie of race cars with Lego.
yeah,
And there had to be an accident.
yeah. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, that's
what kind of race car movie?
Really, really toxic when you burn it.
So you're in your garage with the garage door down, I'm assuming.
No, it was an open garage. But
Oh,
it was,
that's
yeah, it was.
because I thought that would explain so much.
No, it was. It still explains a lot.
Yeah. So other than the ones that have been incinerated in some way through your movie making,
Yes.
almost all of them are still on the planet in one form or another.
Huh.
So there's that.
Man.
I like this. So if you were to build a tower of Lego bricks to reach the moon, how many bricks do you think it would take to do that?
Oh, I don't even know.
How would you even conceive of this number?
I don't. You billions.
Yes, about 40 billion. Which means that Lego has produced enough bricks to build 19 towers to the moon.
That's bonkers.
That's bonkers.
I wonder if you gathered it up into like a cube, how big the cube would be.
That's a
Like
very good question.
The tower business always confuses me, or wraps around the Earth. That's too abstract. I want to know, like, is it the size of a Death Star? Like, what could you build a legitimate Death Star out of Lego?
I think you could build a full-size Death Star out of Lego and then some.
The International Space
They built
Station.
a full-size X-Wing, and that barely took a dent out of the...
Wow.
Yeah, so if you think a Death Star is 1,000 times bigger than that, maybe?
Bam.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're doing 19 towers to the moon, so if you go to cube that instead of going to the moon, that's...
If somebody out there likes math, let us know.
Yes. That is way beyond my...
No,
My calculator don't go that high. That's pretty good. So with the 760 billion Lego elements, that means there's approximately 120 Lego bricks per human on Earth.
And they probably actually mean per human that's ever existed.
No, they just mean currently right now.
Okay,
yeah, so that's a good news situation.
Yeah, that's great.
And so they have built 120 bricks per human on Earth, but on average, every person on Earth owns 102 Lego bricks. So if you do the math, by Lego's own math, that means there's 114 billion Lego bricks that have been produced that aren't owned by anyone, that are just out there.
Free-range Lego.
Yes.
They belong to the Earth, Jeff.
Yes. So when people say, like, oh, Lego's great, it lasts forever, nobody ever throws it out, obviously 114 billion times. I mean, I'm sure vacuum cleaners have claimed a good chunk of that.
That's a good, yeah.
That amount.
But that's like 1/7, a little bit between a sixth and a seventh.
It's about 85% of all Lego produced is still out there being used in some way.
Right. Okay.
That's very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. For minifigures, how many minifigures do you think exist in the world today?
I think I've heard this before, that it's somewhere around the number of people.
It's not there yet. I thought we'd already passed it, but no, it's only 5 billion minifigures.
But then the human population has probably blown past this number in the course. Like at some point, it probably was almost on par.
Well, here's the thing. In 2009, they came up with the fact that by between 2017 and 2019, the minifigure population would blow past the population of Earth based on current growth rates of humans and of the rate they were producing Lego minifigures.
Okay.
And people are like, no, they won't do that. They're not actually going to pass it. But that was 2009. In 2010, they started the collectible minifigure series.
Right. Yeah.
That's a lot of minifigures. And
That is.
Lego has sales have grown by about 13.5% year over year since 2010. So that's a lot of minifigures in sets as they produce more and more sets every year and more of each of the sets they produce every year. So I think that 2019 number is going to happen. I think that before 2019 there will be more minifigures on Earth than humans.
I think ultimately what this says to me is we should all sleep a little more uneasy at night thinking that one day Lego is going to activate their miniature army.
Yes.
And we're done for as a species.
Yes, it's Lego Dimensions is really, it's not a toys to life in the way you imagine. It's actually much more sinister than that. Is that what you're going with?
I think they're being very literal.
Yes.
They're like, oh, what? No, guys, no, you've misunderstood.
To me, what it means with all those minifigures is since humans are doing a great job destroying the planet and killing ourselves in general, I can foresee a future millions of years from now when aliens come down and they dig out these landfills and they find all these little plastic people and they think, what happened to this civilization? You know, they were obviously they lived full lives. Look,
some advanced molecular. I don't even understand how these beings existed and thought and created all the great things around them. Look at how tiny they are.
And their brains are hollow, but maybe that was the organic material that has since disappeared.
That's true. This is their cyber bodies.
So future alien archaeologists are going to be way off.
Yeah, dear future
humans.
aliens,
Yes.
that's not our future form.
Yeah.
Could be. Someday there will be this is, let's get futurist here. There's going to be somebody that downloads their brain and has it put not into an awesome, crazy robot thing. It's going to be like a Lego robot. So one day there will be full-size humanoid Lego robots walking around. I would not be surprised if these exist. DARPA probably already has them.
I like where your brain is going because I would love to be turned into a Lego robot upon my death.
Exactly.
But I don't think we're quite there yet.
No, we got a few years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fun. Just going again into the massive amounts of bricks that they produce in the year 2014. In the year 2014. I don't know why I phrased it that way, but apparently that's what I'm going with. If you took all the Lego bricks produced in the year 2014...
Just in that year.
Just in that 1 year alone.
Okay.
And you laid them all end to end. That would be enough Lego to circle the Earth 24 times.
Wow.
Yeah, at the equator. No shortcuts. No north-south route. This is 24 times around the equator.
It's just, again, my brain doesn't even make sense of
No,
that.
that's an incomprehensibly large...
That's a very skinny road that you could drive around the Earth.
Yes.
A very skinny, brittle road.
A very skinny... It's generally best if you build 5 to 7 studs wide, so I don't know if the 2 studs width would be good enough there. Yeah. So that's good.
Man.
And then...
so what is it? That's a lot of plastic, man.
We'll get to that because there's one more little bit of plastic fear that's fun.
Okay.
Fun fact. Fun fact. Fun fact. In 1997, a container ship lost a bunch of containers in the sea near Cornwall in England.
Okay.
And one of those containers had Lego on it, about 4.8 million Lego pieces. Yeah.
That's a bit.
And it was sealed in the container and in their boxes inside the container. And it sunk to the bottom of the ocean, as containers do when they're lost off of a container ship. But since then, Lego has been continually washing up on the Cornish shores.
Those lucky children.
It really is a depressingly, there are stories of kids just getting buckets full of red dragons, and it's the weirdest thing about this whole thing is even though, because they have the ship's manifest to show what was on it, even though there was a huge variety of the types of Lego that was there,
right?
The large majority of what's washing up on the shore is sea themed. So seaweed pieces and octopuses and flippers. So yeah, there's kids getting a whole bunch of free Lego even today. And if you go to our website, breakingdads.com, there's a link there. One of the links is to a Facebook site that shows Lego finds at this place. And it's amazing. Even almost 20 years later, there's still usable pieces of Lego.
Children going out into the ocean and bringing back sea creatures to get the Lego out of them.
I don't think anyone's going that far. No. But because of where it dropped, And because it was almost 20 years ago, the pieces that haven't washed up on the shore could have drifted a distance of over 62,000 miles.
So there's hope for us.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Any shore on Earth, because the Earth is only 24,000 miles around at the equator.
Whoa.
So any beach anywhere could have a piece of Lego wash up from this one tanker that sank.
That's bananas.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really float.
Some Lego floats.
It depends.
Some
on
doesn't float. Yeah.
So I guess if it was able to get into the currents,
Yes.
the other stuff would probably. I mean, this is like, call James Cameron. Like, why
Yeah.
are we not going down there and extracting this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Just for
Yeah, put down those Avatar movies. Get back on this, buddy.
Look, if you own a sub, what are you doing with it? If not,
You have a moral obligation to
Yes.
the Lego community.
you will find lots of volunteers that want to go there. So
And
that's,
if you make your submersible out of the Lego based on the Lego submersible, then you're really winning.
yeah, that's pretty awesome. That would be an interesting trip. I imagine the amount you could sell the Lego for is nowhere near what the cost of recovering it would be. Because
No.
yeah, which is unfortunate because that would be a rad trip.
You send a vacuum cleaner into the ocean.
That would,
It just naturally would get
isn't
it.
that how we fish for tuna? Isn't it?
So,
Yeah, so
what do
that's all the fun facts about how Lego is potentially destroying the Earth.
so what are they going to do about all of the plastic?
That is a very good question, James. I'm glad you asked it. I happen to have some slightly less fun facts
Okay.
about what they're doing to make the world a better place. One of the cool things about Lego that I think is a boon for why they should make them out of plastic is that bricks that are made today are completely compatible with the first bricks they produced in 1958. So in that way, there's no obsolescence.
Obsolescence?
Is that a word?
Obsolescence? Obsolescence.
They don't become obsolete,
Yes.
which is nice. So you can, if you bought Lego as a kid and then you stop buying Lego for 20 years and you start buying it again, the stuff you buy now is going to work with the stuff you had as a kid.
Right.
So it's worth keeping around.
It's true.
And a lot of people do for that reason, or they pass it on because it doesn't get useless. It stays as useful as it was.
A friend of mine has crates and crates of Lego of various colors he's bought in bulk over the years, and he's got Lego bricks going back. And he's like, "Yeah, it's crazy."
Why
Like,
have I not met this friend?
Oh, he lives far away.
You say that like that would stop me.
Yes, this is true. Nothing will stop him. The Lego obsessive, but it's phenomenal how well it stood up, and
Yeah.
the tolerances are there.
Yeah, it
looks, you can tell, but it's the same. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah, it makes it pretty cool, and because it's such a cool product that doesn't go out of style, children around the world spend about 5 billion hours a year playing with Lego.
Wow.
So it's getting used. Yeah, and like we said before, 85% of Lego bricks ever produced are still owned by somebody. So
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any toy in the history of the world that can make a claim that 85% of the product is still being used in some capacity by someone somewhere.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, not at that volume.
So that's the nice thing. They're making it out of a potentially terrible chemical product for the world, but at least it's designed to stand up and people are using it for a long period of time.
I'd be interested to know what percentage of the world's oil supply do they commandeer to make Lego?
It's actually not too bad. It's all
Just a fraction?
Their carbon footprint from the manufacturing process is about 30% of their total carbon footprint.
Okay.
Most of the worst parts of it come from just moving it around the world.
Right.
They have factories all over the world, and they have consumers in even further reach than that.
Huh.
So it's the shipping, it's the trucking, it's the packaging that actually causes more
Damage in the product
damage
itself.
than the product itself.
Ah.
Yes. And then they're working to make all their suppliers more efficient. They're working to make the pack. They, in fact, just recently they started introduce some smaller boxes, which not only will being you can fit more on a truck or fit more on a container, so there's less oil being used to ship them, but it's also going to cut down their cardboard usage by about 4,000 tons. And the cardboard they're using now, all the boxes starting in 2015, if you look at them, they have the FSC certification, so that's the Forest Stewardship Council. So that guarantees that wood came from a sustainable forest.
Yeah, and I'm guessing they thought that's the least they can do.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
For sure.
And cutting down the box size, that's good. I mean, as a product, it doesn't weigh a lot,
No.
But if you can pack double or a third more into
It's
a container,
always tough because it's that fight for shelf space. We've talked
Yeah.
about this on our have we talked about it? We've talked about it in real life. I don't know if we talked about it on our board game blog, but
it is an issue in the board game industry
yeah,
as well, though.
because you don't sell the product unless you have that shelf space. That being said, Lego's fighting with itself for shelf space now. Like if you go into a Walmart,
exactly.
they've got a whole row. They're not going to get more than a whole row.
Yeah.
So they can fit more product on the space they already have. They can go to smaller boxes. So it's a win-win, really.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Those are some of the changes. They're extremely energy efficient plants already in Europe. Lego and Kirkby, which is the family that the company that the family owns, they own 75% of Lego.
Okay.
Yeah. They invested a ton of money in a big German wind farm. It's the Borkum Riffgrund wind farm, and it's one of Germany's largest with 77 turbines. So they're pulling energy off of that, which is nice for their main factory. And then also by 2020, they pledged to contribute to the world at least the same amount of sustainable energy as the company consumes.
Okay.
So they'll be producing double what they need. Which is a nice place to be in terms of energy.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Huh.
But I think the biggest news out of Lego is they just recently pledged 150 million US dollars or 1 billion Danish kroner to make a new Lego Sustainable Materials Center.
Right.
Which will be in their home base, and they're going to employ 100 researchers, and they're going to work with outside companies, and they're really working to create a new material because by 2030 they want to phase all plastic out of their products.
Which I think just from a product that just exclusively relies on one material for its construction, that you're looking forward at also the geopolitical global situation on oil and going, this might not be the best and easiest thing to be sourcing in another 20, 30 years. It might get a lot harder to make that product. So
there's definitely that. And I think Lego,
not to be cynical,
they've always tweaked the formulation of their product. But at the end of the day, they haven't found anything that's going to offer them the tolerances they need.
Which is hard, yeah.
Yeah. And is better for the environment. But they're putting their money there and with that much will and desire, you think they're going to stumble upon something at some point.
Yeah.
And it might not be completely oil free, but if they can, even a 10% reduction in the amount of oil to produce the product, when you're talking about billions and billions of pieces coming off the line every year, that's a big difference in the long run. So we'll see where it gets, and hopefully it'll be better.
And for a company that's been through what it's been through, it's good that at least they're forward looking as much as they are.
Yeah, that's a nice thing. I think because the control is still mostly in the hands of one family, that's helps a lot.
I think so.
Yeah, you're not at the whim of shareholders who are like, well, why would we spend that money? Let's
Exactly.
fire 100 people and make more money. So
let's just annex a country and take their oil.
Yes. Yeah, little plastic. But they don't make weapons, right? So it's tough to build an army. No military.
You know what? They just third party. Just get their, like everyone else. Just outsource your military acquisitions.
Let's get Blackwater with a Lego Blackwater. Yeah, I don't think it was
isn't that that's another one of the knockoff brands that'll probably. Yeah.
Good times. Yeah. So in my mind, there's no doubt that producing billions of ABS plastic parts and shipping around the world has a negative impact on the environment. But I think if Lego wasn't there, people are going to spend money on their kids on something, and it would be some other toy product. And I don't know of any other toy that could possibly bring as much joy and be reused as much as Lego.
We can't quantify sadness.
Yes.
But I think if we could, and we had to weigh it against the environmental issues, I think we would just decide to, burn a hole through the planet.
Right.
Because we couldn't live without all the happiness that Legos brought children.
And grown-ups.
And
thank you.
Brought human beings.
Everyone, much better.
Ball.
You're going to say shapes and sizes, and you look at me when you say sizes, aren't you?
I will not. No.
I'm on to
of
you.
all ages.
Okay, that works.
Yes.
Yes, but only to 99. Once you turn 100, that's it. You can't play with Lego anymore.
Well, right.
0 to 99.
Well, no, we turn you into Lego.
That's right.
Isn't that's your
Grind her
dream?
up. That's the yeah. That'll be. I can see Charlton Heston about the new plastic they come up with. It's people. That reference is only for people my age or older.
So you're getting closer to that 99 years all the time.
I really am. Yeah. So that's Lego. Is it destroying the planet? Kinda, maybe.
It's not as nefarious as other things.
Yeah.
I think there's. Yeah, on the scale of things, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, and they are continually getting better, and I think that's all you can ask for a mega corporation in the year 2015 is, hey, don't blow up the planet today, and if you could, try to make it so you don't blow it up 10 years from now.
Kill us slowly.
Yes, exactly, with love.
Love.
And I'll keep buying their little pieces of plastic, and I'm certainly not throwing them out.
You'll be going to the beach this summer with a smile on your face and a dream.
You can't use a metal detector. That's one of the problems, It makes it really difficult.
You need to invent the world's first Lego detector.
Yes.
I don't know how that's going to work.
It would probably be terrible for the environment. Anyway, that's Lego.
Yeah.
Fun facts and slightly less fun facts, and
to the children of Cornwall.
Yeah.
Happy hunting.
Happy hunting, and maybe if you get 40 billion free bricks, try to build a tower to the moon. Even though I know that that's not physically possible, please don't email me at stillsorting, or email me. What am I? 2004? What is this? Tweet me. Is that what the kids call it?
I don't know.
Is it twit or tweet?
They're gonna Twitter at the twit.
Can they Twitter at the twit?
Yeah.
At all sorting. Nope. At still sorting. I got it.
There you go.
I don't know my kid's name. I don't know my Twitter handle. I think it might be time to leave.
We'll see you next week.
Hopefully.
Possibly. Bye-bye.